Hello, YouTube. It's obviously been a while, especially I think this will go on the Ev Penosa channel, or maybe it'll go on eCubed. I'm not really sure, but obviously it has been a while. And that's honestly because I have been filming lots and lots and lots of content, but I hate everything I film, and so I'm kind of in this rut where I have this great passion for something, and I can't produce anything that I like. So it's been rough. I think I'm just struggling a little bit with my life and who I am as a person and what I want to do outside of school and things like that, and the realistic um, side of my dreams. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm articulating my words correctly, but I've just been struggling a little bit with a lot of different things. And one challenge that I've kind of placed upon myself as another layer to add to the baggage I'm already dealing with is being able to be more vulnerable. And the reason I placed this task upon myself is because I'm in intermediate acting at my college, and there was this activity where you were supposed to tell the class something that nobody knows about you. And ever since I revealed something that nobody knows about me, I've really been struggling with feeling embarrassment constantly, especially in that class. And and having to share that made me realize how much I struggle with being vulnerable and not making a joke out of myself to entertain people and to distract myself from the realities of this state I live in mentally, and other aspects of my life and things that have happened to me when I was younger, like everything. I am very bad at being genuine and vulnerable at the same time. Like, I can be vulnerable, sure. I'll make fun of myself and things that I've been through constantly. Like LOL, I was groomed on Kick when I was a child, and hashtag so funny. I shouldn't have been given access to the internet that young. Um, but I just don't think I like that anymore. I think I'm getting older, and I don't like making myself the pit of the joke as much. I think it's still a funny quality to have, and it helps people relate to me, but I think now that I'm turning 20 this year, and I crave just being able to say, "Hey, this bad thing happened to me." And I want to talk about it, and I want this to be a safe space where I can talk about it. And I also want this to be a safe space where you can talk about things. And we're not going to make fun of each other. We're not going to make fun of ourselves. We're just going to be open and honest and really raw about our feelings. And I think that is kind of a skill that I'm seeing dwindle with Gen Z, because everything is a laughing matter, which I think is great in a way, but it's like sometimes I think you need to just be serious and really sit down with your struggles and yourself and be open and honest and not make fun of yourself or make fun of other people. Or I think that's just like, as a generation of young people, we struggle to not make fun of everything and to be super serious. I know that that's a huge generalization, and there are many things that I can think of that don't apply to that, but I do see it. I do see this issue. We'll put that in quotations, because it's my personal opinion, and I'm kind of just talking. And that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be me talking. This is my second attempt at podcasting, I guess, in a way. I don't know if this is really podcasting or if this is just like a video diary entry. I've been trying to journal. Let me pull out my journal really quick. Just so, because I want to show you. But I've been trying to journal. I've had this journal since, let's see the date of the first entry. 2021. It's now 2025. And my first entry was April 4th, 2021. And I was 15. And I'm turning 20 this year. I'm 19 right now. and I will be 19 for most of the year because my birthday's in September. But I'm going into like full adulthood. At the end of the year, I will no longer be a teenager. And I think, you know, because of that, I've been just reflecting on myself a lot. Because I want to be able to be the best person I can be. And as you get older, you start thinking about your future. And, maybe for some people, that future includes like families and relationships and other things like that. And I think it's a good thing to want to be the best person you can be, not only for the people around you, but for yourself. I think that's super important. And I think that's something that can definitely come naturally throughout the process of life. But when you put your own effort into being a good person, that's like insanely better. And those are the kinds of people that I would want to surround myself. So it's kind of like treat others how you want to be treated, and that's me following the golden rule. And so if my voice sounds awful, it's because I think I'm losing it. My voice just feels like really bad. I just drank a whole cup of hot tea, but my voice still hurts. Not really sure why. I think I'm getting sick again, which is another issue that I would love to complain about. I am sick at least twice a month. I don't know what's wrong with me. I take my vitamins. This is my vitamin D because I have a vitamin D deficiency. And these are my multivitamins. I take these every day, and I still get sick every day. I've been trying to eat better. I'm not super successful in that, I will admit. But I really am just like, I'm doing these little things to like help me and not overwhelm me with like, oh, I have to eat this and do this and do this and do this so I can be healthy. I don't want to overwhelm myself with that because I know like I'm the type of person, like if something's overwhelming, I will immediately give up. That's just the kind of person I am. And that is something I'm also trying to grow from. But I don't understand, and I'm very it's concerning me, but I think I just have a little bit of health anxiety. I'm very, very scared of being like seriously sick. I think, was it last month or the month before, like I was getting lumps in my neck because I was sick, and there was like a bunch. I noticed one really big one right here, and then I went to the doctor, and he was like, "Oh no, you have like 5 at least in your neck." And I was like, "What?" And yeah, but he told me that it's like a symptom of being sick and that your lymph nodes are just trying to cleanse your body. And that's fine and dandy, but I was still afraid and terrified. And when I Googled it before I went into, which is awful, you should never Google your symptoms. I don't know why I did that, but I love doing it. Basically, Google told me that I have leukemia, and I was so insanely terrified. I cried at least 5 times over my fear of having leukemia. I was so afraid. I am so insanely scared of having leukemia or having diabetes, which diabetes is a very, very likely thing because a lot of people in my family have it. So there's just a lot. I am so stressed out constantly. I seem like I can never get a break. To myself, to other people, I think people think I'm normal and fine and whatever. But in my head, I am constantly stressed. I'm constantly worried because I think because of a lot of reasons. And so I guess because I mean, I've always known that like my mind is like let's just say a war zone constantly ever since I was like literally a small child. But because I'm getting so insanely exhausted from living like that, I think I just have been like, I just need to be better. I need to do better. I need to fix all these issues I have because I've tried therapy and it doesn't work. And, there's a lot going on. And I think it's the fear of, I guess the fear of getting old, but just the fear of like not being the best person I can be and failing because I'm getting old. And like, once you turn 18 or 19 or 20, it's like, eventually you're going to have to take care of yourself. And that is such a scary thought because I was a very pampered child despite the conditions that my parents were dealing with. And so I think, yeah, I'm very scared. And especially to add on to that fear of having to care for myself, the thing I want to do most in the world is to be an actor. Yeah, go ahead, laugh. But it is truly one of my not even one of my, it is my greatest passion, is acting and performing and being able to entertain people. That is always and will always be my greatest passion. And alongside with always being instilled with the belief that if I do not go to college, I will not be successful, I will not be happy, and I will be a disappointment to my family. Did they say those words specifically to me? No, but that's what that girl, context clues, okay? And also on top of that, chase your dreams, follow your dreams, do this, do that. So it's like they contradict each other in a way, because you don't got to go to college to be an actor, right? But it's like majoring in theater is seen and perceived as such like a useless thing to do. But I have to go to college to appease my family and make them proud of me and not be a failure. But at the same time, I'm going to college to do something that will likely lead to me failing. I don't know if I'm wording this right. I don't know. I am so scared for my own future, and because I hate college. I really do. And I don't want to do it at all. But it's all I know. And, I've been not doing so well in college because I hate it so much and because it causes me so much stress. And, college should be school is easy to me, but only when I choose to allow it to be easy. Does that make sense? I don't know. But because I'm not motivated by anything other than my desire to perform, college has been awful, honestly, and it's been causing me a lot more mental issues than I guess I thought it would when I was in high school, or like it's causing me so much stress and anxiety, and it's making me literally hate waking up and living. But I can't do anything about that, so I'm trying to find other solutions to cope with hating what I'm doing. And that's just college and academics wise. I think the other things I'm doing in my life, making friends and at least trying and attempting to make content, are things that I am doing to cope, and socializing, making YouTube videos, and doing these other fun activities are things I'm doing to cope with hating the path that I'm on and what I'm doing on this path. But it's also like saying that out loud makes me seem so childish. Like, oh, like I hate college and I just want to hang out with my friends and make YouTube videos. But like, girl, I'm an actor. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here. I can be in an acting workshop right now. I could be making some bread and then going to auditions. Like, this feels so pointless, but I have to do it, and there's no way to get out of it. And like, I am so afraid because eventually I'll have to transfer, and then I'll be in debt because college is so expensive when you're not going to a community college. And it's just, this is just me ranting, okay? This podcast is going to be Evan rants for 5 million hours, and you're going to like it, okay? You're going to like it. You're going to sit down, you're going to listen to it, and you're going to freaking like it, okay? I don't know. There's just so much going on in my brain me when I can't speak, actually. There is so much going on in my brain always. And that's just how I've lived forever, because I hate, for some reason, whenever I say this, I just cringe at myself and I feel embarrassed. But I think it's like internalized like ableism towards myself. Is like, I don't know, but I do have ADHD, so I'm pretty sure that's a symptom of that, or it could be something else. I have also convinced myself that I have something more than ADHD, and I've been trying to get answers for that, but I have been struggling because I also just don't. I believe in therapy for other people, but maybe not for me. Or just my experience with therapists have just made me not really want to go back to therapy, especially when healthcare is so expensive, and the mental health care that I've been provided through insurance that I have is just not been helpful towards me. No offense, if you're my therapist and you're somehow watching this, my old therapist, and you're somehow watching this, no offense to you. I'm sure you're great. I just think you weren't what I needed. I'm so sorry. I don't want to offend you. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this is just me talking about what it's like, I guess, being 19 and being afraid of the future and myself and so many other things, but specifically the future. I think that's all I think about is I have these highs and dips of like being convinced that I'm going to fail and that I'm going to let down everybody that knows me and I'm going to be stuck doing something I hate. And then I have these highs where I'm like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do what I love and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to live life and I'm going to love it. And I'm eventually not going to wake up every day and not care if I live or die. You know, what I should be doing is waking up every day and wanting and having the will to live and to succeed and to do all those things. And, you know, I have those moments for sure where that's, you know, that's what I want. But I would say 80% of the time I'll be in class and I'll be like, genuinely, if someone snipes me right now, I would not care. Like, there is no fear of death for me. There's only the fear of experiencing pain and then dying, you know? Like, I'm just scared of pain. Like, but, like, death itself does not scare me in a way because I think probably because I'm atheist and then on top of that, I just have been so I don't know if suicidal is the right word. I mean, it is the right word, but like, I don't know if that's how I would define myself now. It's just like, I just don't have a will to live or a lust for life. That's what I would call it. I don't have a lust for life except for when I'm like performing in a show or being surrounded by good, amazing people that I am so lucky to have, and or even when filming a video. There are very few things that give me a lust for life. But the second I encounter something that I don't want to do and that diminishes that, I'm like, okay, somebody shoot me. Like, somebody just bomb me. I would not care. I promise you, I would not care except for the fact that it would hurt. That's all I care about. And I think that's not good. That's not healthy. That's not how I want to live. And I am so aware that it is a problem. But going back to being vulnerable, I hate asking for help. I literally, and this is also something I very recently realized about myself, is that I hate more than anything in the world asking for help. And I don't know why. I literally do not know why. I hate asking for help. I hate asking for things. Like, it's literally awful, and I don't know why. The reason I realized this and what allowed me to realize this is going to work. And like, I will be struggling with an activity, or not an activity, a task that I'm assigned to do at work, and I don't understand, and I'm really struggling, but I will not ask for help from anybody unless like I am so dumbfounded that I will just be standing there. Like, but even then I hate asking for help. I can't do it. I will literally just sit and try to figure it out over and over and over again until I'm mentally exhausted. But I can't ask for help. It is so hard. You know, every now and then I can ask for it. This is me generalizing in a way, but it honestly rings true like 90% of the time. Sorry, I had a burp. That is rude, but you know what? No, it's not. It's a normal body function. Don't play with me. So yeah, I think being able to ask for help is something that that goes hand in hand with vulnerability. So I guess this rant about being 19 and going into adulthood is about, sorry, I was like being weird. I don't know. is me trying to be vulnerable. And this is me. I hope my parents don't watch this though, because they're going to be like, "Are you okay?" Or they'll be like, "Anyways, hope you're getting good grades." I hate that. I hate that my worth, and I know like I'm worth more than my grades to my parents. My parents love me because they birthed me. I mean, they house me, they feed me, whatever. They love me. I know my parents love me. Shout out my parents. I love you guys too. I know I'm awful at showing it. Another thing that I struggle with is being openly loving to my family because I hate being vulnerable. Like, there's just anyways, drop tips down below on how to be vulnerable. JK. I mean, unless you want to. That's great. I forgot what I was saying, but I just hate that I feel diminished to succeeding and getting a degree. When, girl, don't play. Only one person in my immediate family, or two, I can think of two people in my very large immediate family that have degrees. And my stepmom, my bonus mother, is getting her degree, and that's the tea, and I support that, and I think that's amazing. I think degrees are such amazing tools for so many other people. That's why, like, this is not me just like, oh, I don't want to go to school, daddy, I want to go to fashion school, I want to be an actor. This is not me trying to be annoying like that. I think that education is such a valuable thing, but when education has become so accessible on the internet, and now I'm just paying thousands and thousands and thousands, not currently, but I will and eventually be paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a slip of paper, a theater major slip of paper, when I could be going to workshops and getting that same exact knowledge for cheaper, or I could be getting it online. Like, it feels so pointless and worthless to me. And maybe I'm being, what is the word? Cryptic? No. What is the word? It's like when people are like, the earth is just a floating rock in the sky and I don't care. I swear, I know I sound like that, but that's not my intention. Oh my gosh, I'm like over explaining myself. This is another thing I struggle with, is like, when I am vulnerable, I over explain myself so hard, and it's like, girl, now you're just confusing me more. But I think I'm so awful, and I know that I'm so awful at expressing myself verbally, that like, when I do, I'm like, and this 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 and this, and it's like, girl, please just shut up. But yeah, fact of the matter is, I'm not a fan of college, and there is such a great desire in me to drop out, but I know that if I drop out, I will be a disappointment to every single person in my family, and I just can't, because growing up, sorry, I felt a little tear bubbling up. Growing up, like, I was seen as the kid that I did well in school, in middle school, and into high school, and I always had something that I was working towards, which was acting, and I was this good kid that got good grades, and now that I'm like kind of failing at maintaining that image in my parents' eyes and in my family's eyes, it's like, I don't know what to do anymore, and and maybe I don't want to be this like image that you've see, this is better than therapy, I think. um I don't want to be this image of the image of perfection that you've sculpted in your mind for me. I don't want to do that. What I want to do, and I think this might just be me as a young adult talking, and maybe it's my own naivety, but I just want to succeed for myself and not for the people in my life. And I think even saying that out loud is like, makes me feel selfish, because I am so acutely aware, not acutely, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I am so incredibly aware of everything my parents have given me to be able to go to college and chase my dreams at the same time. And so when I don't want to fulfill their dreams for me in the way they've intended me to, and made me believe is right, I just feel like I'm failing. And I am failing. I am, you know? But I think I just want to be okay with it. Not okay, but I don't know. I don't know what, and that's another thing. I don't know if I know what I want for myself, other than I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to be an actor. I want to perform on stage. I want to I want to chase my dreams, even if I'm not a millionaire and a successful actress. I want to know that I when I die, because we all die, that I did what made me happy. And I know that college is such a small blip in my life, so I feel like I'm just being stupid and saying I don't want to do it anymore. And it's not even really about that. Like, I've just kind of resigned myself to the fact that, like, oh, I gotta do it anyways, even though it makes me want to kill myself. Because I know it's a good decision for me and stuff like that. But it's like all this time that I'm spending confined to my small town in either place, Southern California, where one part of my family and parents live, or in the Central Valley where another part of my family lives. Like, either or, if I'm doing something that somebody else wants for me, I feel so confined and I feel like I'm wasting my time, and I feel like I'm not doing everything I could to fulfill what I want in my life and to be the happiest that I can be. You know, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by doing other people a service. But even then, I'm failing at doing these other people a service. I don't know how. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I'm still failing at doing what these other people want. And then I'm also failing myself, so I'm just failing double the amount. And that's it's not fun, and because I'm in this place where I'm failing on both ends, it's exacerbating my unwillingness to live every day, to take care of myself, to, you know, do what I need to do to be a self-actualized person, if we're referring to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You could like hear me losing my voice for a second there, and I was not a fan of that. And so, yeah, if you have any tips and tricks for me to, I don't know, be able to get over this thing I'm going through, that's fine. But then it's like I'm gonna see these tips and be like, yeah, I already know that. Like, I know there are solutions, but I feel so stuck, and because I feel stuck, I can't get myself to do what I need to do. And it's also like I keep making myself think that I'm speaking from a place of naivety because I am only 19, and I'm sorry, my nose is running. Because I am so young, I feel like my wants and my needs and this desire that I have to not do what my parents want me to, or what my family, not even just my parents, my family want me to, is like not valid. And I'm not right in feeling that because I am, oh, there's so much mascara under my eye. Because I am young, and what do I know? But it's like, girl, if we're being so serious, it's 2025. Trump is rolling back. I hate to get political, but truly, another factor that scares me so much about doing this thing that other people want from me is the fact that it might not be realistic either. You know, this has been taught to me as the realistic solution to adulthood: getting a degree and getting a job through that degree. Bitch, with a theater degree? Oh, sure, yeah, But then, this other force, not of nature, of dictatorship, has taken control over the country and is now rolling back on funds for people my age to be able to afford college. Was it really affordable before? No. But at least we had a little something, you know? But now we're probably not going to have that anymore. And there's also another fear, and my family may not be able to live in the United States anymore because, girl, you might not be able to tell, I don't know, but I am not, racially I am white, but okay, I'm Mexican, is what I'm saying. Like, I will be fine, I think, because I was born in the United States, but like, there are just so many other aspects in life that are also so scary to me in chasing either dream. One is not a dream for me, but either path in my life, you know? Think of the fork in the road image, picture thing. It seems to me, through everything that I'm watching through my screen, sorry, I just burped into the mic, that my future might be doomed anyways, which also makes me just want to chase my dreams, not go to college and just go to acting workshops and work myself to the bone going to auditions, but at least I'll be happy because guess what? I'm doing what I've always wanted to do, what I have prepared myself to do ever since I was a little girl in the 4th grade in a stupid musical about the gold rush. This is what I have known and realized about myself ever since that day. This is what I've wanted. This is what I've wanted to chase after, even if I knew that it wasn't realistic and that I was likely going to fail. I would be okay in the end of the day because I'm doing what I love most. And that is also something that my family taught me. And so these two things that I have been taught my whole life seemingly contradict each other based on the circumstances that I'm in now. I don't know. I feel like I'm not vocalizing myself right, and I feel like I'm going to confuse whoever actually happens to watch this. It'll probably be like 2 people. Or maybe not. You know, maybe people will actually listen and be like, "Oh my gosh, I feel the same way." And then we can have this community, which is always and will always be the goal of this channel. Every time I've gotten on this freaking camera or my iPhone camera or any sort of thing to record myself and to post it on the internet, it is always with the intent of creating community and being this space where we can all be individuals with different life circumstances, as my beautiful director would say, and we can accept that about each other and share, and you know what I'm freaking saying, okay? This is a safe space. But yeah, there are so many aspects to life that make growing up scary, and I think this is just a coming of age monologue in a way. This dumbass podcast is just a coming of age monologue for me, and I will figure it out, and I know that, but I just wanted to be vulnerable and talk about how scared I am that I will not figure it out and that I will be stuck doing something I don't love. You know? Like, yeah, I could get my degree in theater education, and I could be a theater teacher, and I think I would be fine and happy. There are a lot of things that I would be fine and happy doing because I would be comfortable financially or whatever. But at the end of the day, when I achieve those things and I do that and I follow down this path that other people have designed for me, once I've achieved that, I'm going to spend my nights, my days, every waking moment thinking about what would have happened if at 19 years old I decided that I didn't want to do what other people wanted me to do. And I chased and chased and chased and chased until I couldn't breathe anymore, and I just chased these dreams that I have and that I've had for forever, for so long. How long has it been? I'm 19. I was in the 4th grade, so that was like, how old was I in 4th grade? 2014, so like 9. So 10 years, right? I don't think I did that math right. I feel like I didn't do the math. Maybe I should stay in college. Shit. That was a joke. I'm going to. I don't think maybe there's a reality, but I don't think that I will follow down this path where I just chase after my dreams, you know? Is that what I and a lot of other 19-year-old, 18-year-olds, even like 27-year-old want to do? Yeah. But will I do it? Probably not. Probably not, because I prioritize what my family thinks of me, and I prioritize making them happy even at my detriment, which is, saying it out loud is like, girl, that's probably not the best solution or thought to have to hold. But it's okay, It's not, but I have accepted. I've accepted this this path that has been thrust upon me. And even and I can be accepting of it because I just have to go to college, but I'm allowed to get a degree in theater. I could be in a significantly worse situation where I'm forced to go to college and I'm forced to major in something that I don't like, and I'm, there was always that. And I'm very grateful my family gives a shit enough about what I want to do to allow me to be a theater major. Do some of them look the happiest when I tell them that I'm majoring in theater? No. But that is something that I've chosen to ignore. Because shit, if I'm going to be doing what you want me to do, might as well major in something I like. But it's like I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be here. And I know I feel like I'm making college like my biggest problem in the world, but I think it's not that. I think it's just a symptom of my underlying mental health issues, which is my biggest problem and has always been my biggest problem. So when I talk about things that are bothering me, I'm just discussing things that are not as a grand picture as like, oh, I am severely mentally ill, and I always have been. That's literally all I can remember is being a mentally ill person and just having to cope with it, having to deal with it, and navigating life as a person that thinks differently. And because of that, that's why I'm able to talk about it as eloquently as I can. To a camera, to other people. Not really to other people. That doesn't really happen often because I struggle with vulnerability. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to put it out there that like college is just another stressor in my day-to-day life. Money is another stressor. There are many things that stress me out. People that I hate stress me out. Sorry, I didn't mean to come off as a hater, but hey, there are people in this world that I do not like, and they cause me stress. And the way I see myself in the mirror causes me immense stress. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the TikTokification of my mind and how it almost caused me to have an eating disorder? Can we talk about that? I don't even think it's just TikTok, but like social media, period, has started to regress into this era of glorifying being skinny, unhealthily skinny. And it has caused my mental health such a detriment. And when I say it out loud and I think about it, I feel like such a loser because, girl, literally just turn off your phone. But it's like, I'm 19. I can't really just do that. I did delete TikTok. I did little things here and there to try to alleviate myself of this raging insecurity that I've developed after seeing so many girls on TikTok be beautiful and so skinny, and and not see that reflected when I look in a mirror as like the damage is done. And now, even though TikTok is deleted, it's still in movies, it's still in TV, it's still everywhere I look. And because the damage has already been done, even just without a screen in front of me in my day-to-day life, I'm constantly comparing myself to other people and looking in a mirror and literally suffering with such insane facial dysmorphia, body dysmorphia because of my exposure to the internet. Not even just now, but when I was younger, I think seeing skinny, beautiful women and not seeing that in myself because of the glorification of skinniness, the glorification of attributes that I don't have. Which, if you are a beautiful skinny woman, awesome. I am so insanely jealous of you, and I don't want anybody to perceive this as me like putting down skinny people, beautiful people. Like, this is not the purpose of it. I'm just talking about myself. Okay, I'm being a narcissist. Please excuse me. But that's just something that I started to realize when I can't look at myself in the mirror anymore when I like take off my clothes to shower. Like, I avoid the mirror, and when I'm doing my skincare and my makeup, and I'm looking in the mirror, like I can only look at myself for so long, um, because I am utterly disgusted by what I see. But obviously I have my moments where I'm like, slay, so there's always a high and low. I'm generalizing so it's easier to digest as a listener, but that, everybody goes through that period when, the lighting in your room is dark, and maybe your eyelashes are looking voluminous, and so you're like serving, and you think you're serving, and then that wears off, and then I look in the mirror and I sob my beautiful voluminous eyelashes off because I feel like an ogre. I feel like an ogre, and I can't look at myself, and I'm literally repulsed by myself. But it hasn't. I'm lucky because it hasn't developed into a full eating disorder. Yes, I have gone through periods of time where I don't want to eat because I want nothing more than to be skinny. I'm not pretty in the face, but if I was skinny, at least I would get some points added on because, if I'm skinny, I'll be at least a little bit more beautiful than I am now. So it's just, going back to what I was saying, like, I'm very lucky that I haven't actually developed a restrictive eating pattern, or, a bulimia, or maybe I do binge eat, but that's something for someone who can professionally diagnose things. I don't want to claim that I have things. I don't want to self-diagnose, but that's for somebody else. That's not for me, to say that I have. I don't think that's right. But what do I know? So it's just, damn, the internet is kind of like awful. I think it's ingenious, and there's so much good that comes from it. Being able to connect with people across the world, I think, is a great and awesome thing. But because we're progressing so far and so fast with the internet, we're really seeing the repercussions of it. And, that is... Sorry, I have so much phlegm in my throat, and my throat hurts so bad. But, to list a few repercussions, that's like, the addiction that many children and even people my age have developed for those hits of dopamine that they get from watching TikTok, watching short form video content that gives dopamine hits, and it literally rots your brain. I was so addicted to, I'm still addicted to my phone. And it's so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. Girl, read a book. Go outside. But no. I would much rather watch someone over-consume fast fashion. That is what I would like to spend my time doing. And there are corners of the internet that are like awful places, and I think that's another consequence. Like, girl, I know some of you, maybe not some of you because I don't have a viewer, but I know there are some people in the world who are just like awful humans on the internet, and they go out and just interact with people normally. Like, didn't you just say that you don't perceive women as actual people and you want to rape them and kill them? Whoa! This is not right. This is not right. The internet is becoming something, and honestly has been something so dangerous and detrimental to society for quite a few years now. Like, ever since I was groomed on Kick.com, Omegle.com, and many other other platforms on the internet at the ripe age of, how old was I? I was in 5th, 6th grade. So I was like 11. Girl, I should have been able to perceive that the internet was bad. But no, because they develop tips and tricks, no, they develop these platforms to be addicting, and so you can't get off of them. It's just like, ugh. I could talk about this for hours, but it literally exhausts me to think about how awful the internet is. And again, this is a generalization, because there are good things that come from the internet, like, for example, accessibility to things, like, you can But even then, it's like, just get up and go to the grocery store. Just walk to the grocery store. It's just like, there are two sides to every coin, and I feel like the bad side of the coin of the internet is much worse than the good side of the internet at this point in time because of how it's progressed. I think when it was, and I don't know that much about the internet. I only know from personal experience and growing up in the age of the internet. That's what I'm basing this knowledge off of, my own personal experiences and personal anecdotes from people I know and stuff like that. But just like, I am becoming less and less of a fan of the internet as time goes on, and because of the impact, the negative, awful impact that it has had in my life. And of course, I have had good experiences on the internet, but I think we would be maybe a healthier society, and this is a big statement, and you could argue with me about this, and I honestly would love to hear it because, healthy argument, awesome. But I think, what was I even going to say? I forgot. But I think that our society would probably be better. Maybe I don't want to say that because I'm thinking of all the things that the internet does that is good, Like, technically, you don't have to go to college to have knowledge. You can Google things and, you have access to so much information. But it's like, girl, the information's in a book. There are two sides to every coin. Because I'm thinking of things and then I'm contradicting myself. And, like, what I was going to say, and I don't know if I completely and fully believe in this, is, like, I think perhaps this is a hypothesis that it maybe needs to be tested scientifically. Maybe the internet, maybe society would be better off without the internet. And this is not me saying technology, period, because I think there are a lot of medical revelations that we've had through technology and other things that technology has helped society. But the internet itself, I think the way it has been taken advantage of by corporations and big people that we can't touch, is so predatory and has had such a negative and awful impact on the world, this earth. And it is so sad because we've kind of gotten to a point where we can't escape this monster that we, in a way, have created. And it's not just we, as a general, normal people. I think that with the help of billionaires and psychologists who have created the internet to prey on your cognitive function. I don't feel like I'm phrasing this right. You know what I mean. You know that when you scroll, the way you're scrolling is designed to keep you scrolling. So you don't go out and read a book. So you don't go enjoy grass and sunshine in the air. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. I don't think I'm well educated enough to continue talking because I feel like the more I talk, the more stupid I sound. But I feel like you get my point, okay? I'm a little bit anti-internet right now. But you know what I'm probably going to do after this? I'm probably going to go watch YouTube because I love YouTube. I love YouTube. And you know what? They designed it for me to love it so much that all I want to do is watch YouTube, okay? But I'm really trying to get over my YouTube and Instagram addiction. But it is very hard because when you're a teenager, you fear missing out on things. News is through the internet now. Socialization is primarily on the internet now, which is so upsets me so deeply. I love hanging out with my friends in person so much more than I enjoy texting them. Of course I do enjoy texting my friend because I just love my friends, period. And the fact that I have access to them all the time is awesome, but do I take advantage of it that much? No, not really, because I'm busy fucking watching YouTube. Sorry, I cursed. And I don't know. My memorable moments and the moments I think about and I enjoy when I'm all by myself are with my friends are moments where we were out and about ice skating, where we were getting food and giggling and laughing, when we stayed out till like 2 a.m. outside the movie theater just being silly guys. And now, we still do those things, obviously, but a lot of the time we're just sitting in bed, sending each other TikToks and Instagram reels, and just, I feel like I'm coming off as like I'm better than people because I don't like the internet. And that's not, please don't perceive me that way. Please don't perceive me that way. That is not, I'm just trying to point out that there are detriments to the internet. That's all. I feel like I'm doing too much now, and I'm starting to piss myself off because, like, I feel like if I was listening to myself say this from an outsider's perspective, I'd be like, girl, shut up and go watch some TikTok. Damn. Just do what everybody else does and watch YouTube, watch TikTok, go freaking watch a fart prank. Oh my god, do you know how much I love a fart prank where they go in like an elevator and they spray fart spray and it's stinky? Oh, maybe I do love the internet actually because I love fart pranks. Ah! Sorry, that was so loud probably. I love fart pranks, and they're again, I want to reiterate this point. There are good things that came from the internet, but I think we have progressed to a point where maybe the negative outweighs the positive. That's it. That's literally it. That's what I was saying. That was my point. Please don't get mad at me. I'm so sorry. I think I'm grossly uneducated about the internet and its impact on the psychological state of society. Anyways, what? Now I feel like I ran out of things to talk about because I was just ranting about the internet. Let's talk about how much I dislike Donald Trump and how I truly believe maybe we should start killing billionaires. Ooh. I'm just being so controversial today, but deadass, I literally on the internet, my worst enemy apparently, saw like people sympathize. But see, this is controversial because then people are going to be like, you don't care that man had a family? And it's like, if he was a normal Joe, I would care so deeply that he just got shot. But because he's part of the predatory healthcare system and he makes so much more money than the rest of us, maybe I don't care. You know what? Let me say it right now. And this is controversial, and you can disagree with me, and I literally do not care. I don't care. I don't care that he died. I really don't care. And this is not a call to action. This is not me telling, hey, go out and kill your local billionaire. That's not me. I'm not going to promote violence, but I'm just going to say, if it started happening more often, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's all that's all I'm going to say. I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Because if you, and again, I think I'm not super educated on this topic, so I'm just going to briefly state it on my personal experiences and opinion. But I want you to like Google statistics on the wage gap between the top like 10% and everybody else. I want you to just take a little gander at it, and I want you to read what's underneath it, and I just want you to really think critically about it. I don't know where I was first exposed to like statistics about the wage gap. I think it might have been in like economics or something else, maybe like a government class, not government, maybe, I don't know, a history class or economics or government, some sort of class like that. Maybe it was even English. I don't remember what exact class it was, but I remember I was looking at this statistic. I think it was economics. I'm sorry, I care too much about what the class was, but I remember looking at this slide on a PowerPoint, and I think it was like pretty recent information, 2022, 2023, because I was in high school in 2022 and 2023. And I remember, sorry, I'm like gonna do this to the camera and I don't mean to do that, but I remember seeing the like bar graph of the wage gap. Wow, we are doomed. Wow, we are fucked. And I think I never finished the communist. I'm actually not gonna say that I'm a communist because this is a scary time. I'm not a communist. I love capitalism. Yeah, capitalism. Can we get a round of applause for capitalism real quick? Because I'm afraid. But I'll finish my thought. I'm just gonna say the wage gap and seeing it statistically on a graph is so scary, and I think that we're not talking about it. I think I do see people talking about it, but it's people who are able to think critically. And honestly, sometimes when I see people talking about it, I avoid it because it's so scary to think about, because the rich hold so much power. So, like, I don't even want to continue talking about it because I'm getting heart palpitations. Like, it's so scary to think about how much power money gives people, and when they have so much of it, wow. All I can say is, girl, this is how I feel. Wow. Sorry, that was so embarrassing and cringe. But like, I just need to sit with that, because that's like, I'm just saying that it's crazy over and over again, because like that's what it is. It's crazy, and when you're someone like me, all you can think about is how helpless you feel when you're looking at that graph. There are very few things in life, maybe not few, but it definitely impacted me and made me feel more helpless than I have felt in a long time, and more afraid than I've ever felt in a long time. And what is so upsetting and frustrating about it is the only way to, I feel like I'm getting into territory that I should not be talking about, but like, truly, one of the only ways to combat this issue, this is an issue, this is a major issue that should be talked about more, but one of the only ways to combat it is to overthrow power. But to gather the people, the amount of people power to be able to overthrow it is so unrealistic in today's society, because we are so divided, especially within the United States of America. We are so divided as a people, and I think it will take the most drastic amount of suffering. I just gave myself whiplash. The most drastic amount of suffering to have people realize, hey, this is not okay anymore. And for us to be united as a people on this very scary, very important issue. There are people dying because they can't afford healthcare, because they can't go to the hospital to get health. I want you also to look up the statistics on that and gander at it. I forgot what class that I had to look that up in. I don't remember, but I just remember like seeing the amount of people that die because they don't go to the hospital. They choose to not go to the hospital because they can't afford it. We are dying. The wage gap is killing us and has been killing us for a very long time. And the fact that we cannot be united on this, when it is so glaringly and blaringly obvious, it is sad, and it is scary to see how individuals who are not a part of that 10% can disagree on this. Can really look at the information and go, but that's okay. No, it's okay for entrepreneurs to hold that much amount of money, and for people to be dying because they hold that amount of money. That is so scary. That is so terrifying that people really think that, girl, you're working at McDonald's and and this is what you support. You make less than $15 an hour if you don't live in California. And even 15, that's not enough, girl. 15 in California is not enough. If you don't live in California, you make less than $15 an hour maybe, if you're working minimum wage. And you think that's okay? Your Mima died last month because she couldn't go to the hospital when she fell down the stairs because she can't afford it. And you think this is okay? This is what you perceive as a good economic state to be in for the United States of America. What the hell? And I don't know that much about economics because I'm just scared, okay? I'm scared. And when I look at economics, it scares me because it's not right. Something's not right. But to be so apathetic towards people just like you because you want to see the top 10% prosper, what the hell? Girl, I'm crazy. I'm mentally ill as fuck, but you probably need help. You probably need help. And it's just it's sad. And then thinking about how dangerous the economic state we're in is, and then that just makes me think like how we're closely following the patterns that led to dictatorship and the deaths of millions of people many times in the past. How scary is that? And it's like, yes, I would like to do something about this. I would love to do something about this. But again, I am an individual. I am 19. I have probably $5 in my bank account right now. I don't think little old me can overthrow anything, can do anything. Oh yeah, but we can unite as people. Can we? Can we? Because we are so polarized and so divided. It's like, I know we shouldn't feel helpless, and we should be trying and trying and trying. But when we've been doing this for so long, think about when I first realized how corrupt the world around me was in like 2020, when, you know, the BLM movement started, and I was brought attention to this social activism, right? And I'm very grateful for that. For the internet for that, right? But it's like, we are so polarized now that it's like, and because it is, we've been experiencing these like historic events, these tragic historic events constantly, like, bitch, I'm tired, and maybe I am so scared and so tired that I don't want to fight anymore. Will I continue to be steadfast in my beliefs against the tyranny that we were experiencing? Yes, of course. But I cannot help but to admit that I'm tired, because I'm very aware of the fact that to unite, to be able to combat this issue, we will have to go through hell and back. And even then, I don't have any proof that the other side, or people who think differently from me, will change their mind even after witnessing the immense suffering of people. I have no proof that will occur. Do I hope that it will occur before we have to witness immense suffering? And we do witness immense suffering. We have been. And it's on our screens. We see it all the time. And even then, people are so apathetic and do not care, and would much rather go to Starbucks and get their cutesy little drinks, and go to McDonald's and be consumers, and, you know, and it's like, obviously, I'm angry at you for that, if that's what you do. But it's also like, you've been conditioned by capitalism. You know what? I need to stop talking about this. Is getting too political, and I'm too afraid, actually. Donald Trump, please don't kill me. JK, but genuinely, I think the state of the world, the way we're going right now, maybe this isn't the safest place to talk about my personal beliefs to do with politics. Let's talk about one more topic before we wrap this up. And I'd like to apologize now about how, like, all over the place this rant has been. This is the way I think. And this is the way I think when I'm trying really hard to make sense. So, just imagine how I think on a day-to-day basis when I'm not making that attempt to be eloquent. But anyways, I think the overarching message of this hour-long quote-unquote podcast, video diary, whatever I want to call it, I guess. The theme, the message is we're fucked, I'm scared, and we might be a little screwed. And I am so terrified of the future. That is the overarching message. I'm terrified of the future because of so many things. You know, personal things like college, like my mental health, politics, economics, all of these things. There's so many stressors in my life, and I want to discredit myself and invalidate myself because I'm young. What do I know? Well, we'll get through it. Optimism, right? But this is me trying not to be pessimistic and trying to be realistic, but maybe I am being a little pessimistic. And I apologize for that. But I also don't want this video to be a downer and for you to like be scared and stuff like that. You know, I can only hope and believe that the world will figure it out and I will figure it out. But I also don't want to be overly and toxically optimistic and positive. You know, maybe that won't happen. There's always that possibility. And if you come in my comments saying some bullshit like, everything will be okay, it'll all work out, I appreciate the thought and the gesture, right? But, you know, maybe it won't. I think that's a conversation that people love to avoid, but it's important to talk about. Maybe things won't be okay. What happens then? What do we do when things aren't okay right now? But what do you do when you have failed, when you are stuck, what do you do? What do you do? The only way out is up, but imagine, bitch, this is a cube made of titanium, and you have nothing. You are bare naked in this box of titanium. What the fuck do you do? You know? So that's my last thought for this episode, because I've been talking for almost an hour and 10 minutes. If you watch this all the way through, round of applause on you. That's like incredible and insane, and I can't even express how like awesome that makes me feel and how cool that is. Like, thank you. That's awesome. I feel like I'm not being grateful enough, but truly thank you very much. Don't feel obligated to like and subscribe, but like it would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. I also, if you want to, I have a gaming channel, eCubed, ECEWBD, and I just really am bad at video games, and so I make videos about that. And then I also have another channel because I don't know what I'm gonna post this on. It's Ev Pinosa, EVPINOSA, and that's like my vlog channel, and I haven't posted on there in a long time, so I would like to apologize. There is a possibility that I'll transfer those two videos on Ev Pinosa onto eCubed, so I can only have one channel because I think that would be easier. But I'm still considering it. I'm still thinking about it because I'm indecisive. Follow my socials. I have an old TikTok account. I'm not gonna post on it because I don't have TikTok, obviously. But like, if you want to, eCubed, you can follow that. My Instagram is Ev Pinosa, and then I have Twitch, eCubed. I can also just write them down and put them in the description, but I just kind of wanted to verbally say it so I feel accomplished. But yeah, if you liked this video, let me know, and I will try to talk about more different things. And I am so sorry if I am a bummer. Yeah, and if you did like it, give me some different topics to talk about. So yeah, okay, I am done. I'm done. Okay, thank you again. Bye.